Hello everyone, welcome to this rather different video. I usually start with my face in the introduction, or I have some cute music going on, but I just wanted to get a video out today because I've been having trouble editing my living room show and tell. I also haven't completed my how I clean my vintage bags video. And this ring collection has been requested a number of times, even during my earlier ukay videos. I always try to dress up or complete the outfit whenever I show my ukay finds. I always have bags and shoes and jewelry just to really show you how I would wear a certain piece in real life. And I always change up my jewelry depending on the outfit. I love that it's a finishing touch. I can do away with necklaces or earrings, but I will always have a couple of rings on me. So one ring that I don't take off is my pinky ring. This is a vintage rolling ring and it has white gold, yellow gold, and rose gold. So I don't take that off because I tend to mismatch my jewelry, or I tend to mix metals. So being tritone, I can wear it with gold jewelry, rose gold jewelry, or yellow gold jewelry. Apologies, my hands are just really weathered. My voice may be soft, but my hands are rough. Yeah, I work with my hands a lot, so that's just the way they are. They're very strong hands. Currently, I have these two hammered gold-filled rings. So I got these from Etsy. I find them more durable than real gold rings. And I am gonna link the Etsy shop below if they still make these rings. I also have them in rose gold. One ring that I wear every single day is this one. So this is a custom ring by 13 Lucky Monkey. It's very heavy silver, and it's a heart that's wearing a helmet, and there are bass guitar strings around it. So when you get a ring from 13 Lucky Monkey, you have to get fitted and you can talk to the designer about what you want. Of course mine has a story, but for now, here, let me just show you. It's not a serious piece, it's kind of an inside joke why I have this ring, but I really like it. It's a great conversation piece. I'm gonna show you the rings, or my everyday rings, when it's something casual, or when my shirt or my clothes or the bag I'm using has silver hardware. I tend to go with that as my base. I love layering rings. So this is a sterling silver ring that I purchased off eBay in the States. So a lot of these rings are vintage. Let me just focus. So a lot of these rings are vintage, and I find them in flea markets, in swap meets, on Etsy. So I'm really sorry if I can't provide links to a lot of them, because yeah, I just really find them whenever I go to those vintage fairs. So back to the ring. I always wear this on my middle finger. And then here's another ring from the 1970s, also sterling silver. I love the stone that's on it because it can go with everything I wear. And I put that in the middle. And then over it, I used to wear this. Another sterling silver ring, and I used to wear it like this because I like the dip. As you can see, let me just focus. As you can see, there's a little dip there, and I just like the way that flowed. But then I found this ridged ring, and I kind of like the way it looks a little bit more. So that's how I normally wear that. And then this, depending on the day, will fit my ring finger. It's really quite loose, so it depends. And then for a long time, I didn't take this off. This is a sterling silver vintage toe ring. This is my most worn ring configuration. Sometimes I'll also put this thumb ring. This is one of my oldest rings. I've had this since first year high school. I got it from Silverworks in SM South Mall, if I remember correctly. I used to go ice skating in SM South Mall, and I recall there being a Silverworks shop there, and I'm pretty sure this was from there because I liked going to Silverworks. I've actually been wearing rings since I was small. My earliest memory of me wearing a ring was when I was 9. I had to sit for a formal portrait. And then when I'm wearing all silver, when I want to wear all silver, I usually rotate between these 2 rings. No, actually 3. So on my forefinger, so I'll have this one. It's sterling silver with a gold braid, and I have these. They're called ring snuggies, and I got them for $255 in True Value. And you can cut them up into the size you desire. There are thicker ones for wider bands, and there are these round ones for more delicate rings. They're really handy. They seem quite pricey, but they really do the job. A lot of stylists I know use masking tape, but those that's handy for photo shoots. But if it's a ring you're wearing often, it's good to invest in a set or a pack of ring snuggies. Another ring I wear on my forefinger is this one. It's a chunky vintage ring with a triangle. I have a tiny tattoo with a shape like this. And then also on my forefinger, I tend to wear this coil ring. It's again sterling silver with gold bands. There are 3 gold bands over there. So I wear these during my outdoor shoots, if I'm shooting on the beach or any like on the field, in the forest. Like, these are just the rings I always wear. So that's my normal ring setup. Let me just show you a few of the others that I don't wear as often. We have this. This is another vintage sterling silver ring, and it's really cute because it is an Abacus, and you can even move these. My grandfather owned an office and school supplies shop in Binondo back in the day, and this reminds me of Grandpa. Then this I don't actually wear, so I'm considering selling it. It is just a swirly ring with these 2 spheres. It's also vintage. This row I only wear when I'm wearing anything pastel or purple or pink, so very specific use. I got this ring because it reminds me of flute keys, and I play the flute occasionally, and these really look like flute keys. It's mother of pearl and very lightweight. This is super comfortable to wear. It's really, really light. And this is another light ring. So the rings really don't feel the same. Some are lighter than the others, and this one is hollow, so it's also super comfortable to wear. This usually goes on my forefinger. I'm a size 6 or 6.5 on this finger, depending on the day. This one is another sterling silver one. This goes on my ring finger, like so. Sometimes it reminds me of a mussel, makes me hungry. A similar ring in shape would be this Cameo Ring. Now this is one of the very few rings that I acquired locally. I found this on the 3rd floor of Makati Square. There is an antique furniture store on the 3rd floor or top floor. So if you go to any antique shop, or most antique shop, shops. There will be a table with rings and watches, pins, eyeglasses. This is a cute one. I don't wear as often, but like the Abacus one, I got it because it reminds me of something, and it reminds me so much of my favorite artist, singer, Florence Welch of Florence and the Machine. One distinct sound you can hear in a lot of her songs and compositions is the sound of a harp. And I mean, how unique is a harp ring? I wish it had strings that I could play with. This one is a gigantic ring on me. It's a size 10 or 11. I will get this resized at some point, and this is, I think, from the 1950s. It's engraved with SL, so I had to buy that immediately because how often do you find a ring with your initials on it? I have this one. It's a Lapis Lazuli ring, also vintage. I don't wear this so much. I only wear it when my outfit has hints of blue. This was my ring from first year high school. I think I got it the same year I got this from Silverworks, I think. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken. So this used to have a little stone on it, but the silver's pretty soft, and I just kind of broke it apart, and now it's an adjustable ring. So I used to wear this instead of the gold ones, but they're just taking a little break over here. And I have a few fashion rings. This one is from Michael Kors. It just has these baguette CZ stones on it, and it's not silver, it's just silver toned, so it gets scratched easily. I really don't go for fashion rings all the time, but this was back in 2012 when I wasn't really into vintage rings. This I got as a birthday present for myself. It's a rope ring in sterling silver, and it has gold, and it has a moonstone that unfortunately has cracked right in the middle, but now it just looks like marble, so that worked out okay. And I found this vintage ring on eBay, and it matches almost perfectly, so I like to wear these two together, but that's where I normally wear those rings. These are just these are also silver, and I just have this I don't know why I put this here, this Pandora charm that I just figured would make a cute ring. It's a clip. This actually goes on my Pandora bracelet, but yeah, I just put it here. It kind of works, I think. So it's a DIY ring, so if it's a more formal occasion, I tend to wear it like that. Yeah, I just thought it would be a good way to use these charms. And this one was from SM, and I think it's stainless steel because it hasn't tarnished and it doesn't get scratched. It's really quite a sturdy ring. I thought when I got it, because I was pulling out things for a photo shoot, and then I thought when I got it that it would tarnish like all the other more cheap rings that you tend to find, you know, just cheap fashion rings. So yeah, I was really surprised that this never showed any signs of rust or corrosion, so I'm guessing it's stainless steel. If you have a ring that's too loose, I had a ring that I could shoot right in here like that. It's probably not this ring, but this is what you can do with it. There's a term for these rings, it's just not coming to mind right now, but there are rings that are actually sold for this purpose, and you can wear it on, it's here perhaps, there. So in a way it acts as a ring snuggie. It's pretty clever. Now we can move on to my gold rings. Only 2 of these are real gold. The others are gold filled or gold plated. I'm gonna start with the rings that have come from Etsy. So this is a wheat ring. I just like how it looks stamped and very organic. This is loose on me, so I wear this with a ring snuggie. I tend to wear this on my forefinger. This is a ring from another local store called me.hermana.ph. I've been wearing a lot of their vintage jewelry in my videos. You can go check those out, and I'm also going to insert a link to their Instagram store. Here's another vintage ring. The guy I bought it from said that he found it in Greece around 20 years ago, and it was already vintage when he bought it, so it's extra vintage, I guess. I wear this on my forefinger. It's a coin ring. I really like the shape. It reminds me of a turban, like that. And then this one is just a gold-plated ring. This is from the 60s or 70s. And you can adjust it. You can make it bigger, smaller. This one belonged to my grandma. My grandfather gave it to my dad to give it to my mom. She gave it to me probably from the late 70s or the early 80s. So these are from the 1960s. They're gold-filled rings. I always wear this in between these two rings because this one is very loose. And instead of wearing a snuggie, I just like to wear it between these two rings just so that it's chunkier. This is a woven gold-filled ring with a letter C engraved on it. Here's another tritone ring. I wear this on my forefinger too. A lot of the rings I get fit on my forefinger just because it's hard for me to find smaller rings. I try to look for rings that are size 4, 3.5, or 5, but the most common ring sizes are 6 and up. So that's why a lot of my rings usually just fit on my forefinger. Here's another fashion ring. So I used to have 4 of these rings. So I had this, the CZ, and then this is just a tortoise barrel ring, gold tone. It's quite pretty. I also had a plain gold barrel ring and a plain silver tone barrel ring. These are just fashion rings. They're not even gold plated. They scratch very easily, but so far this is holding up. I like to wear this again on my forefinger. This is a size 6, as you can see. This one was given to me by my brother in the States. He said his classmate gave it to him. I don't know what his classmate was doing with this ring, but it's very pretty. It has this jade inlay that's also big on me. That's why it has the wide ring snuggie. And I always wear this on my forefinger again. So a lot of the variety happens on this hand. This is where I wear my gold jewelry most of the time. And then this is from the 1970s. This is a Shaira Coventry ring. It's gold plated. I tend to wear this on this finger. It's also a little loose, so I have to put a snuggie on it. This one is a vintage Timex clock ring with an expandable band, so this can go on any finger except for the pinky. It's too loose, and it actually works. I just need to change the battery. I have 2 rings that I ordered off Etsy, and these are custom made. So here again we have that braided border. It's hammered, so you can see how the light catches that. And then this has the same band, and I ordered it with the L for my last name, and it has a little CZ stone here. You don't actually see the stone when it's worn. It's a very subtle addition. You don't really notice it when you wear it like that. These 3 rings, I'm pretty sure you won't be able to guess where I got these rings, but they were just 10 pesos each, and I got them while I was looking for a leather cleaner in an auto accessories shop, and they were just by the cashier. A lot of them were rather tacky. They had like cartoon characters in very like unusual colors. I guess I just got lucky and I found these in a pack. They come in a pack of 5 for 50 pesos. Really good buys for 10 pesos. I wear them when I'm wearing more like retro or bold looking things. And I just have these pins. This is from the States. And then I got this in the Bangkal thrift shop. Also got this from the Bangkal thrift shop. And there you have it, my ring collection. Again, sorry about my not so aesthetically pleasing hands. There's really nothing I can do about these hands, but they do my job pretty well, and I just reward them by wearing these magical rings. I love my rings a lot. I don't think my outfit is complete without a pile of these. I hope you enjoyed today's little show and tell, quite a different, very static video. And I shall be back with another collection video one of these days. This was quite refreshing to do. I enjoyed doing it as well. Yep, that's it. Happy Sunday, everyone, and I'll see you in my next video. Take care.